Well, hello there and welcome to Pringle Racing. Now, Happy New Year everybody. I'm sorry if I sound a bit croaky, but I've started this year with a bit of a cold. Hopefully that's going to go, and that's the only flu I'm going to get this year. But are you excited for February the 12th this year when Ride 6 is set to launch on the PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S and PC? Or if you're lucky enough, on February the 9th if you're jumping into early access. And trust me, I'm going to be there on day one with this one. I'm not going to be looking for a sale. I'm going to go from the start. Now, just before the end of 2025, Milestone released the official track list for Ride 6. Now, as always, this list could evolve between now and release. We don't have yet confirmed any future DLC tracks, but if history is to go by anything, I'd be very surprised if this is all we're going to get. Now, as it stands, we have 39 confirmed tracks, with some sources suggesting that could grow to somewhere between 39 and 40 once variants and post-launch contents are factored in. Now, to put that into context, Ride 5 launched with 36 base tracks, Ride 4 with 30, and Ride 3 also had 30 as well. So Ride 6 is already shaping up to be one of the biggest lineup the series has ever had. But here's where the interesting bit gets. Now, we've cross-checked every track from Ride 3, 4, 5 and 6, and we're going to highlight tracks that aren't planned for Ride 6, despite appearing in previous versions, and more importantly, we're going to talk about whether Milestone should bring them back as DLCs, because some of these tracks are fan favourites, and some of them just absolute classics, and some have generally added something unique to the ride experience. So let's dive in, let's see what made the cut and what didn't. Now, there are 19 tracks from Ride 3, 4 and 5 that aren't going to be in Ride 6. I'm going to do the full list in the description within this clip, so you can have a look at those. But I'm just going to highlight the ones that I think should make a return, because to see them in next gen I think will be quite impressive. So let's start with my first track, which is Oulton Park. Now, this one's a bit controversial because this was in Ride 3, Ride 4 and Ride 5, and it had 3 variants to it. Now, I love this track. Now, I'm going to do a little gameplay here now as we see this going through. It's got some lovely little dips and turns to it. It's got some nice good elevation, right? And it's got some real kick in the teeth chicanes as well. But it was an absolutely lovely track. Now, I'm doing this in Ride 4, I think I'm showing this at the moment, but it was on all 3 versions. So I do hope this returns. I think this is brilliant. Now, what I'm going to do in this video is just play the opening lap of all the tracks that I feel should return first. Some I'm not too worried about. Some are like the GP circuits, like Interlagos, the Brazilian circuit. That's not returning, and I don't really mind that. That's normally a Grand Prix track to me. It doesn't really matter. But this one here is, there are not many. I don't know many places have this in their game. So when they're not in the game, it's a little bit frustrating. They're not going to be there. Now, while comparing Ride 3, Ride 4 and Ride 5, looking back through the tracks, you just notice the little changes that they've made between them, and at first glance they don't seem much, but the rider movements just get better and better, the actual jumping from side to side. But here's one of those chicanes that's just kicking the teeth, and then you come up blind to this corner up here. It's absolutely brilliant, because you're just coming into blind. You've got to be careful you don't go, because it's one small demanding and you're going home. It's just such a great circuit. You never know, maybe Ride 6 will do a British Super bike pack, which they'll have all the British tracks on, because this one is just awesome. And this little dip down here just before the straight, back onto the straight again. Yeah, it's going to be missed, this one. I do hope this returns. Good track. Right, now my next one, I'm so gutted about this one. The China track, Macau. Now, this wasn't in Ride 5, it was in 3 and 4, but this is the street circuit. Now, when I first played this on 3 and 4, I thought this was a made-up fictitious street track. I didn't realise this was actually real. It's such a good track, and I never mastered it, right? Because it's the first bit's nice open straight, but it's like Monaco on steroids. Yeah, this is such a good track, and the fact that it's actually real, I don't know. So I don't know why this is coming, because I think this just got better and better. But the narrow streets, you feel like you're just going to bash your head as you go around the pillars. Oh man, this is an awesome track. So I'm gutted this didn't return in 5. I do hope this comes back, because it is such a great track and it's so hard to do. But I love it. I mean, the narrow lanes, the sharp hairpin turns. Yeah, it's something I'd like to master. And you've seen I've already played a couple of clips in my channel before of this one because it's just so lovely. It's really good. So yeah, I do think this needs to come back. Where again they do like a street set. Really cool. Like the bends and everything on there is just so good. Well, the good news is, at least it makes me want to go back to try 3 and 4. So that's one good reason. But I was surprised because I've been playing all 3 of them. I didn't realise it wasn't in 5. I just presumed I'll get there in a moment. Where's the Macau track? And it wasn't there. So I do hope this does come back. The visuals, and this is on 4. This is ages ago, but this is still so good. Yeah, put in your comments below what you think's one of your favourite tracks from the ride series. I think this is the hardest track to master, but it's so visually stunning. And every corner just feels like you're going to get killed if you make a slightest mistake, which is why I probably think it's so exhilarating. And there's so much detail to this. Yeah, I like this one back. Which is not too bad. So this is another one not planned for Ride 6. I hope they change their mind and bring this one back. But it is absolutely brilliant. Right, now my next one, another UK track. Would you believe it? I can't believe it. What's wrong with the UK? Why are we doing it? So that makes me big. This is the Snetterton track, which had 3 variations. So we're losing 3 tracks here. Now my gut feeling is I think they're going to do like a British Superbike tournament. That's my feeling, that they're going to bring that back out, because I've noticed in Ride 6 they've got a couple of English riders. They've got Toseland, they've got a TT rider, I've forgotten his name already. Guy Martin, that's it, Guy Martin, they've got him in there as well. So I'm thinking they might do like a DLC pack where you have to race those. I'm hoping that's the case. I hope these circuits come back, because this one's a great circuit as well. And the fact that there's 3 variations to them, slightly disappointed this one went. Now, Snetterton was only on Ride 4 and 5, so it's only on the last editions we've had it on there. Some quite cool straights. It's a great online track to race on as well. This is me riding a Triumph Daytona on this clip. Yeah, so I'm disappointed this one's not there, but my gut feeling is going to be a DLC pack. So let me know what you think in the comments below. I do like this one. And remember, this is the visuals now. I am really excited to dive into how Ride 6 goes. By the way, this is not a dig at Ride 6, because I'm expecting there's more tracks coming as well, so I'm also expecting, I wanted to see new tracks. Don't get me wrong, I don't want the same game, so I do want new tracks, but when there's some really good ones they're missing out on, you think, well, you must be able to add them later. But I do like this one. But these are your realistic tracks, so these ones are actual tracks that exist. Okay, now there are some tracks that are made up ones, so to me, if there's a license issue, they're not going. So in Ride 3, there was a Tenerife circuit. Now you had 2 variations of there. Now I'm going to do both tracks of there, because these variation ones are in the mountains. They don't actually are the same track, they're 2 different parts, so I class them as 2 separate tracks. But this reminded me of the good old Drive Club days when they did their own tracks. Now, if they do their own tracks, they've got no licensing issues, so I can't see what the problem is, but I love this through the mountain range. This is stunning. Remember, this is Ride 3, by the way. So, I think Master did a fantastic job on this one. There's fantastic cliff edges. Really good zigzag lanes going up mountain climbing and back down through the valley. So I'm going to show you both tracks, because they are both uniquely different. And that's why I thought, yeah, they're actually 2 separate ones. Where the other ones like are cut down versions, these are 2 sides of the mountain. I don't have a problem doing made up tracks. I quite like the fact they should do that. Yeah, I mean, we like the official ones, that's why I like the British ones in there, but when they're made up, let's just give it more visuals to them, let's do it. Because the Tenerife tracks in Drive Club were awesome. Absolutely really good. But this now, as we sweep down, back in through down the mountain, and you've got the pine trees, oh, you just feel your head close to the railing, it's awesome. And this is what I was mentioning earlier. You just notice the rider movement between as he bends between the bends, as you flick back between the two bikes. It's so cool. Now this is one of those simulator options where you're all using one of those Revs Zen simulators that I've been talking about. I've forgotten the name of them. I keep getting mixed up. But this is so good. So I'd like to see this return, but this was ride 3. It hasn't been back since. It wasn't in 4 or 5, so it hasn't been back since. But I quite like this track. And there was a couple in ride 3 that I thought was good. So we're going to we'll stick with ride 3 for a little bit on here. But these are all classed as street circuits. And I'll probably do a clip later on because I do think the crash dynamics in the ride series have been spot on. They have done a fantastic job on it. And then one thing I did was very disappointed when I did the TT3 game was that the crash mechanics was really disappointing, and that threw the realism off for me. And I'll explain that in my clip later on. I'll do another clip in a couple of weeks on that one. This is the other circuit, and again, it's totally different. The bends are more open and sweeping as they come through, and then it tightens down to a narrow, fast back straight, which is awesome. So yeah, this one definitely can return for me. I like the variation, and because I think Ride 3 is all types of bikes, and I know they're going to do the new like off-roading type circuit, which I'm looking forward to. They're like sliding in mud around, so that's going to be interesting because they're not doing any motocross games at the moment. Because I think it's an MX-21 was their last motocross game. I know they're doing the Supercross series, which is still great, but they're doing all bikes, so it doesn't have to always be tracks. I'm happy to see ordinary bikes, which is what they're showing on these roads. So I'll be intrigued to see if they're doing that. They're a bit like the Crew, where you can just ride around on them. So I'm hoping there to be a lot more street circuits. And for me, I don't mind the more made up ones, the better. So this is the only bit that's slightly now similar on the back straight, but as it comes down, you can seem to really get some speed down here. It's an excellent track. Right, and another one now, Garda Lake. Now, I've played this back a number of times, and I always thought the visuals didn't look right, but when I play back, they're stunning. They are absolutely stunning. Now, this is Ride 3, and I'm just thinking, how cool would this look? The only thing I think got slightly wrong, and I'm being really fussy now, right? The waterfall effect. When the closer you get, it just looks a bit wrong. I mean, it looks stunning, and I don't know why I'm being really picky. But I like the cliff edge. I mean, look at this. This was an awesome track. Okay, and I'm thinking, yeah, do you know what? I'd like to see this in version 6. How cool would this be? The rock edges here, and then there's a section in here with the tunnels that are just absolutely brilliant. I'll show you coming as you come through this tunnel here, and that effect. You got the stereo sound, by the way. Milestone perfected the bike sound. Right, these series of tunnels coming up here. There's a couple who go blind. It's just exhilarating. Watch this bit here. This is good. Watch it come in. and you still go blind going in. Right, you can't see the next one. Oh, through the bushes. Look at that. Yeah, you can't get much closer when you take that out. I'd love this track to return. This was one of my, visually one of the best ones. I love it. And you got the different rocks. Yeah, definitely bring this one back. This was only in Ride 3, so this never made 4 or 5. There's so many different aspects to this track that I really like. You've got the long tunnels that you take blind at full speed and you commit yourself to those. Those are quite cool. Then you've got the tight little corners, and then you've got to make sure you don't crash. Body's just brushing against the walls. Yeah. I think this is awesome. So I definitely would love to see this on a PS5, really visually just taken to the next level. Because it is a great circuit. And the other thing I like about this, you end the lap of then having to be fully committed, so you've got to make sure you get the speed, otherwise you lose it. Just skim the walls. Last little bend here, break down, and then it's flat out once you get around this corner, all the way to the end. Fan-flipping-tastic. Yep, so that one I think needs to return, and it can't be a licensing issue. And then another one, staying with Ride 3 again, right? It's the Snake, the USA Snake. Now this circuit starts off really well. You've got the very high speed, you've got to go flat out, fully commit yourself. You've got a couple of long bends here, just not to over, you can always cause a couple of accidents, through some tunnels, but going full pelt, love it. Switches lovely to left and right, high speed, can't get much better than that. Cutting through the mountain range, how cool is this? Fully committed. Right, now after this bend, after this little bend here, the rest of it's full blast now. And if you haven't got little guide helps on, right, this is the tricky bit, because when you go full speed out, and you go full speed because the AI will catch you up. So you take this bend blind, you've got to keep going full speed, and then you've got to make sure you slow down. And leave it too late, that back is going to twitch like mad when you get to the bottom of here. So you come down, the back's twitching. Now you're at the bottom of the hill to do the snake climb back up, the zigzag climb. Making sure you're covering every part of the road. Again, love to see this return. And if they're doing Harley Davidsons, if they're doing the bangers, I'd like them to see to do. I know they do a lot of race bikes and they do a lot of naked bikes. I'd like them to do all the bikes. I mean, every single time. And they look like they're going to. I've been revisiting a few of the Ride 3 series as well. And I think the Ride 3 are a real good homage to all the different types of bikes they are. And I still feel they could have done more. There was a lot of bikes they didn't have. They didn't have the Triumph Commando when I wanted to have there, and a few more Nortons in there. But I think they should go for all of them. Yeah, make it a definitive bike list. And by doing that, I think more street races would be more suitable for those type of bikes. I also like the fact that this one could have, because it's a very sandy circuit, you could have a lot more dust on it, like visual particle effects, make it a dusty track, so that would make it a bit more slidey. So yeah, there's more things you can do with this to affect the riding. Piles of dust on the track, so if you hit that, you could twitch a bit more. Give that a bit of fake realism, you know, when you're riding on the through. Just ideas. So I would like this to return. Been a while since we've had this track again, but it is a good one. But these are just a few of them. As I say, I'm not going to do all 19 tracks. A number of the GP ones as well. Phillip Island's not on there, but I think MotoGP covers that one, so not too worried. There's a couple of Utah American circuits as well. The good news is Laguna Seca is staying, so that's quite good. But this is a fantastic circuit, so I would like to see this return. Now the last track I'm going to highlight in this clip today is the Finland track, Imatra. I think I pronounced that correctly. It's the last street, another street circuit that's not going to be on there. And this was only in ride 3 and 4, it wasn't in ride 5. This was another very tight, narrow street racing track. I love this circuit. Great little kick-ass chicanes here. These are right little nasty little things here. And the road dips down, so you always go slightly to wherever you drop off the track. And you always feel you can hit the trees. I like the fact that I went slightly wide, or someone's got over, kept my balance. But this was a lovely track, really tricky one to try and master or get a hold of. So yeah, definitely would like to see if they did a whole street session on this one. This was great, got some killer chicanes. I nearly pushed my way through there, which is quite good. So they're the tracks that I'm gutted that aren't in ride 6, but like to see return. But I'm also extremely excited for what they can bring new to the game. So I'm always liking change, don't get me wrong on here, but I just want to highlight they've done some proper classic tracks in this series. And I think I'm just excited to see what they can bring to the table as well. Bring some new favourites. But these were some of those moments just to highlight how good this series is, and it's been a fantastic thing so far. So I just want more. I want everything. I want more bikes. I want more tracks. Give us everything. But really looking forward to when this comes out on February 12th. Normally their milestones are pretty good with their release date, so I don't think that's going to change. Well, that's all for me for now, guys. Stay well. Hopefully you don't catch this cold that I've got. I'll get back to you very soon. Happy New Year. Let's hope 2026 is a good one. Speak to you all soon. Bye.